Hi guys, man, we're back with the David Lamia Prime Video original. We're on chapter 21, June. I was surprised by the unusual silence at Poppy's townhouse when I got there. June, you're here too. Poppy opened the door clearly buzzed. She was wearing a light blue cardigan with the bikini underneath. I felt agitated as I followed her to the garden. Do you have do you bring a swimsuit? She asked, taking a step from taking a sip from a drink with strawberries and mint leaves. Next thing Mario were in the water with two girls. Poppy realized they were smoking and she ran to tell them off. I was alone in the middle of the garden. Finally, they're here. Ari pulled me back and Ari pulled me back inside and held out her hand expectantly. Was I really reduced to this? Was I really reduced to this? Ari pulled me back inside and held out her hand expectantly. Was I really reduced to this? Being drugged real for a bit of attention? All of them or just one? Give me everything, she said curtly. Give me everything, she said curtly. What are you going to use him for? She looked at me. So don't sleep, June. She walked away, joined Brian in the kitchen. He grabbed her hand. What June gave you? I asked, glancing at me. Nothing. I have a bit of a headache. She just gave me some Tylenol. Ari just lied to her boyfriend. Ari just lied to her boyfriend and looking him straight in the eye when she said, "I was on in I was in undelayed by conflicting emotions again. What if James was telling the truth? I immediately brushed away that thought. It wasn't any of my business. In our was still perfect to cheat on her equally perfect boyfriend. I went back to the living room where Poppy was discussing tomorrow's homework with Sammy. I felt jealous. I felt jealousy to take hold of me like a poisonous snake. The grades were mediocre, and all I did was study every afternoon just to keep up what they smoked, got drunk, day in and day out, and we're still straight students. I was like being I was like being in a race, knowing you lost as soon as you started. I'm going to the bathroom, mother. I need to get away from this mess. Can I lend you a bathing suit? Poppy asked as she wrapped a cloth on a coke and round stained carpet. No thanks. Why? No thanks. Why? They had their secrets, and so did I. I'll be right back. I cut her off. I got to the bathroom, locked myself inside, and leaned back against the door. It's easy to see to hide away reading books, isn't it? No drama, no stomach aches, no failing. The curtain pulled back, revealing a bathtub. Please, you almost gave me a heart attack. I shouted, putting my hands on my chest. Do you hide in the bathroom? Sometimes. He got up and jumped out of the tub. You alright? He nodded. Do you have to go pee? Do you want me to leave? No, stay here. I cut him off, moving closer to the sink. He looked at me, embarrassed. June, I don't have to use the bathroom, please. We smiled for a moment. What are you doing here? I asked, leaning back against the tiles. The bathroom gives me a sense of security. 99% of the time you're in here. You're alone. You're alone, which is a big advantage. Nobody can follow you in here, and you have an excuse to do whatever you can do in front of other people, like panic attacks. His answer was so blunt. His answer was so blunt that I was taken aback. Does that happen pretty often? I asked. More than it should. I'm sorry. He lowered his head, then grabbed his chest with the palm of his hand. What happened to you? Nothing. I felt the wrong. Nothing. I felt the wound on my inner thighs sting. I'm not really comfortable around the girls. Not like I thought I'd be. Do they scare you? They're great, I think. But when when we're at these kind of parties, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm part. I don't feel like I am a part of the group. Welcome to my welcome to my world. Why you talking about William like that? I asked for a moment. What do you mean by he wasn't what he seemed like? That's the that he's hiding something from you, and I don't think it's fair to you. I found my brows and my disappointment got him to admit one last thing. But he really likes you, June. I'm sure he find the right way to tell you. I was disoriented, and my confusion grew when I saw Blaze head to the door. I'm going back, and it's my turn, he whispered. I looked in the mirror. In some ways, Blaze understood me. Maybe he and I were more similar than I thought. I would like to hide away from everyone. It was the only way I knew how to stop feeling hurt. But as much as the memory of what happened at Will's party still stung, I was here with those people for a reason, William. I wanted to I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to tell him that I didn't mean to upset anyone in that I didn't have any preconceived nations, preconceived notions for him, and I wasn't a snob. I just couldn't stand his best friend. I gathered up my strength and went looking for him. But as soon as I set foot outside the bathroom, I heard voices. I heard voices coming from upstairs. Eavesdropping was a terrible thing to do. It was a it was a blatant invasion of privacy. But I had no other choice. It was Emilia and James. So was it you or not? She seemed annoying, almost scornful. Did your dick of a brother send you to give me the third degree? What can you answer for? What can you answer for once, James? Why can you answer for once, James? Why doesn't he grow a pair and tackle it up with me in person? Why doesn't he grow a pair and take it up with me in person? Because he doesn't want to even look at you, and I don't blame him. I walk up two steps to get closer and hear better. My God, you two are so James. Careful what you say. She stopped him. Look, he knew. James' tone was decisive and infuriating. Brian has other shit to deal with. Your hoods are the ones who start shit. There was a moment of silence interrupted by Amelia's voice. James, don't look at me like that. I don't do anything. I'm not judging, but you are about to cross the line, just so you know. You're talking to me about crossing the line? You locked Jill in the basement. You pushed her up against the wall. You threatened her. And you made your best friend go haywire in front of everyone. You always win the gold medal for starting shit. Yeah, sure. Just until I open my mouth. I mean, yeah, sure. Just until I open my mouth, Amelia. Just until I open my mouth. Was she blackmailing him? Go fuck yourself, James. Always at your service. Quit bugging me. I gave you the money later, she spat. The voices were anything but friendly. I'm not interested in your money. Sure, you play the hero and then show up at school with a black eye. I don't want to have you on my conscience the day they expel you. Another brief period of silence followed. I did it for you. James' words sounded harsh. You did it for yourself. I heard Maria's footsteps approach the door, so I scampered down the stairs. But with the usual elephantine grace, I bumped into someone. June. Hey, William. I was so lost in his eyes that I didn't realize the mess I just made. As soon as I bumped into him, just this snack tray that Will was carrying to the pool sent, sent, as, as soon as I bumped into him, the snack tray that Will was carrying to the pool went flying. Puppy appeared behind him again, shouting, "She's going through menopause. How many times do I have to tell you? My mom is going through menopause and has a short fuse. First the coke, now ketchup on the carpet. What are you doing this to me? Chill, Poppy, I'll help you," William reassured her. But she was too agitated to listen to him. Take her for a few minutes to calm her down, he whispered at me, bending down to pick up the mess on the floor. Begrudgingly, begrudgingly, I walked away, bringing Poppy to the kitchen. Poppy, don't worry. You sure you're okay? I asked her. She started rummaging through the glasses, bottles, and dishes. Yeah, I'm fine, really, she snapped, neurotically rubbing a cloth on the counter. I scolded when I saw her hand tremble. Poppy, let's go outside. Everything's fine in here. She stopped with her head bowed and her fingers gripping the kitchen sink. Sorry, June. It's just that my mom, you don't know her. If she finds out anything out of place when she gets home, she'll throw me out. Don't worry. The house is organized. Why do you say we get some air? If we all stay outside, nothing bad can happen inside. You nodded, fiddling with a hangnail near her thumbnail. I never seen her this anxious. I managed to take her out to the yard and got her to put her feet in the water. Poppy's pool was a big rectangular mirror surrounded by white tiles and flanked by a line of pool chairs. I looked at the water and wondered what the girls would say if they ever come to my house. I didn't have a garden. I didn't have a pool. June, I turned to her sitting next to me. You and Will in theater. You both sighed. You're cute. I smiled, unable to hide the embarrassment I felt every time anyone talked about William. What do you mean? You should talk to him. I almost lost my mind when you kissed. Really? We giggled like schoolgirls. James came over to the pool edge, followed by Sammy. Her cheeks were flushed with alcohol, and I saw him fiddle with the end of her pigtails as she looked at him adoringly. My stomach turned. She wasn't the problem, nor were any of the girls he went out with. In fact, I felt sorry for them. I couldn't see from a mile away that he didn't care about any of them. But they kept hanging around him. What did that say? How did he deceive them? Sammy stuck her nose in James' white t-shirt. What did she want for him besides a physical relationship? Maybe he had a heart. Will anyone ever be able to see it? I had to start poking my nose into the place of work. I had to start poking my nose into that piece of work business, but I couldn't help myself. Has somehow intrigued me. Hubby, can I ask you something? Hubby, can I ask you something? You disappear? Where you disappeared to at Will's party? I only know her for a few weeks, but I immediately recognized her facial expression. Guilt. Oh, I was with. She looked around and then stared at him. James was lying. You really can lie, can you? I asked her. How do you know that, June? Because a guy like him doesn't know how to keep certain things to himself, I retorted. But it's not what you think. But it's not what you think. Hubby seemed sincere. Maybe she was only naive. There, there was only one thing you can do with someone like James. Hunter, I thought. Is he is he still with Amelia? Well, of course, don't throw her off at all. No, June. Amelia and James, nothing ever happened between them. I knew it. I had a feeling that the girls were messing with me. Why lie about something so insane? What were they hiding behind the lie? And why Amelia told me otherwise? They were never together. I believe Poppy, and she said it's without any hesitation. All of my assumption about Brian being overprotective and angry at James for how he treated Amelia went up in smoke. Amelia's seeing someone else. Who? But that's too much. But Amelia seeing someone else. Who? But that was too much even for Poppy. She shook her head, and I decided to drop it. Look, Poppy. Look at him. James had just jumped in a pool with his clothes on. He emerged from under the water a few seconds later and leaned against the edge. His arm grazed Jackson muscular shoulders, and Jackson continued to bite his lip every time his friend came near him. A little while later, James was flirting with Becky, who couldn't take her lips from his jaw. What the hell did what the hell did that ass what the hell did that asshole do to you? Brainwash you? Habib looked at me earnestly. He has asked me to go with him. There was this race. I looked askance. What kind of race? A race, Jesus June. What do you want me to tell you? Is it illegal? She nodded, then covered her mouth. Oh shit. That was a secret. What race I demanded? What race I demanded? Forget it. All I can tell you is that June wanted to know the last time we saw each other. He ac- he asked about you. What? What he wanted to know? He wanted to know how interrogated in our group you were, what you knew about us, about him. That's none of his business. He just wants to ruin my life. I grumbled, getting irritated. I looked at him again, and at the he turned to us at that exact moment, catching us red-handed. James' eyes glittered in the dark, and they smashed into me like two rogue meteorites. I could perfectly describe William's eyes, but not his. I gathered all my strength and looked away before getting lost in the dangerous void. You know, June. I think he likes you. I choked on some saliva and started hacking. I chuckled nervously between strangled whimpers, then pulled myself together. Look, Poppy, don't let an asshat use you like that. You deserve so much better, I told her as she put her head on my shoulder deliberately, ignoring the ignoring that absurd notion. I always ignoring that absurd notion. I know, but I always like him. James is James, and everybody acts like him, and never acts like I'm crazy because I have this awful tendency to talk too much. He doesn't act that way. He makes me feel like I can be myself. Yeah, but I shook my head. How could Poppy chase after someone who was incapable of feeling things like decency, common sense, and respect for others? He was at her home, and another girl was following him ar- around right under her nose. Then she looked at me. Maybe he could play mind games with people, but he couldn't then with me. I wouldn't let him. I did what I could. I got the stains out of the carpet, we vacuumed it. Then we vacuumed it. It should look like new. William's media voice carried over to us. Thanks, Will. We both said, I gotta check if are any stragglers at the puppy. I'm getting up. I understand that she wanted to leave me alone. Finally, a breath of fresh air. How is your evening going, Axwell, sitting next to me? His actions were jarring. First, he kissed me, then he chased me out of his house, and then he kissed me again. And then he left without any explanation, and now he was acting like nothing had happened. And my night's being weird. How about you? I looked at our reflections in the water. William, William was wearing a gray cardigan over a white linen shirt that was a bit wrinkled, and a pair of dark pants, being the quintessential essence of elegance. I wear my big hoodie and an old pair of jeans. June, if your invitation still stands, I think I should consider it now. I was a proud person and I had a bone to pick with him. Also, we only talked when you decide to, William Hooper. I wasn't mad, but I needed to establish boundaries for an equal relationship. Well, you told me there were things you need to tell me. Well, you told me there were things you needed to tell me, and then you kissed me. Is that how you tell people stuff? He hinted at a smile. I'm embarrassed by how I acted with you, June. As stiffen as even as tight as a say drum. I was pissed off at James and myself, and I took it out on you. You were so close to each other. How could I not misunderstand? He jerked his hand. He jerked his head at James. His white T-shirt was so almost see-through. I immediately averted my gaze from the scene in front of me. He and Becky were making out particularly passionately. So, you think we were doing something? I asked. No, I mean, I thought you. I was. I was real with him. Well, I still am. He locked me in your basement to get back at me for punching him. And for that matter, he deserved it. William shook his head, fixing his hair. I'm sorry about what he did to you. But most of all, for thinking badly about you. Be honest. You thought you thought badly for him. I urged him on. No, James has a moral code, his own way. I was sitting in the school bathroom with him because I spilled coffee all over his uniform, and he pulled me in with him. Same thing with the nurse's office. I just gave him one piece of, of advice. June, I believe you. You don't have to explain yourself. I don't want to. I don't want to explain myself. I want you to trust me. William held back a smile as if a pleasant thought had just crossed his mind. It really was great this morning. Of course, it would have been better without an audience. Bite my lip as I wanted to feel his lips' softness again. When you said you never had a girlfriend, is that because of James? I whispered. What do you mean? When tensions got high at the party yesterday, they accused him of never backing off. It's because he's stronger. It's because he's stronger. He clearly wants all the attention for himself. He explained. But what has nothing to do with my love life when you continue. It's my fault. I never being with anyone. It's because I've been in love with the same girl for years, without telling her how I feel, without her ever looking my way. We always want something we never have. It's human nature. Hold on, what was he saying? That he was in love with someone else? Hopes of having a serious relationship with him evaporated in an instant. June, don't get me wrong, I often ended up going after the wrong people. But for the first time, I felt like there's something real between you and me, not just in a one-sided way. My vision got blurry. Are you still in love with her? He shook his head. No, that was just the prologue. I want the main part of the story to be about you and me together. I left it up, and I heard William's words. I flung myself at him, finding his soft lips ready to meet mine. I was like landing on a bunch of soft clouds. Our tongues mingled go instantly. I didn't put my hands on him. They stayed at the pool edge as William caressed my cheekbone with his tongue, sending a chill down my spine. Sorry, June. I was so. You're forgiving, Romeo.